Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna go through all the books I thrifted this week. I think I went thrifting the day before yesterday and I bought 10 books and I spent a total of $27. Woo! Less than $30 for 10 books. I don't know what you consider a bargain, but this right here, this is a bargain to me. Okay, now let's get into it and I'll show you all the books that I got. All of these I haven't read. Okay, I haven't gotten any books that I have read. A lot of these are books that have been on my TBR since the early 2010s. Okay, and without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna start with Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I have wanted to read this book ever since I watched the movie with Kat Dennings and the guy that plays Scott Pilgrim. I forgot his name. But anyways, Kat Dennings is the one that truly matters. This is about two teenagers who basically meet one night through a shared love for their music taste. They have the same music taste, they like the same bands, the same songs, and they meet one night and they think like, oh my goodness, wow, like I've never met somebody that understands me as well as this person. And basically throughout that night they keep getting separated, and it's about them trying to see each other again and fall in love, basically. I'm so excited to read this. This is, I think, this is less than 200 pages. So I will devour this in an afternoon or a morning, hopefully soon. Cool thing that I've noticed, well, not cool thing because I don't endorse this, but this, I don't know if you can see it, but just over here, it says that it is from a library, and I don't condone this. It has like a little card at the end. It was due on the July of 2007. I don't condone you stealing library books, but thank you so much for this, because I have been going through my TBR list recently and I've been looking at the books that I've had for years now, since the 2010s. This is one of them. And I've been trying to see if I could read them for free on Kindle if they were available. But this wasn't, and I thought that I was going to have such a hard time finding this, and I found this at the bookshop at one of the thrifted stores, and I was like, ah! It was meant to be. It was meant to be, so I'm very excited to read this. Next, as you'll see from most of these books, they are all in pretty much pristine condition. Whenever I thrift books, I always clean them myself. Because otherwise you don't know how long they've been there, you don't know how many hands have touched them. So I would always recommend cleaning your books if you're buying thrifted books. Next one is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Look at this. Perfect. I haven't read this book yet, so I'm really excited to read this. Basically, all of my friends have said really great things about this. Everybody and their mother on the internet is raving about this. So I'm definitely excited to read this. Again, with the early 2010s themes, I've got An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Now, I was there, okay, when the whole John Green craze started. I was there when The Fault in Our Stars came out. I read The Fault in Our Stars when it wasn't popular, okay? I read Looking for Alaska before there was a movie or a TV series or whatever it is. I was there when we were reblogging like fan-made posts of Looking for Alaska. I was there when Paper Towns came out, okay? The movie, I read Paper Towns, the book, before the movie came out. I think teenage me really wanted to think that John Green was the greatest, because he was the greatest on Tumblr. He also was very active on Tumblr, if I remember correctly. So everybody was sort of like into this, oh my god, John Green, you know, he's the greatest. I give some of his books 4 stars, but from what I remember from those books, I'm very interested to read him now from an older perspective. Maybe I'll get into his writing now that I'm an adult, because when I was a teenager, I thought, I see why you're popular, because you write about depressed teenagers, and I was depressed at the time, so I was like, oh my god, I feel so seen. But at the same time, like, I felt like his writing had a lot of pretentious bullshit. So I'm really very interested to read him now as an adult and see what I think. John Green, if you watch this, I take nothing back. I mean every single word I said. Next is a book that is part of a book series. And this is for, I think this is middle grade targeted. And I've been wanting to read this series for a humongous long time, okay? Now, I think that there's a movie based off of this that is like even more iconic, okay, than the books themselves. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the book was like inspired by this, the movie was inspired by this, but like it's something different, like different universe. I don't know. I am so excited. Okay, so this is about a school for young girls who are training to be spies. It's giving Spies. You know the TV show that we all love with Sam, Claudia, and what's her name? Teresa? Is that her name? The other girl? It's giving that, but like incredible. They speak like 14 languages. They are like armed to kill with like a single pen. I am so fucking excited for the series, and it is, I tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you. And I've heard so many great things about this, and it just sounds so cool, the premises, and like younger me would have loved this series, and even adult me, I feel like I'm gonna love this series. Like, I'm totally gonna curl up on my bed, on my couch, reading about girl spies. Especially if this is like what based the movie, because the movie is a little bit sapphic. So I love if there is some sapphic romance here. Yeah. Next, I have a book series that I haven't continued in years, and it is criminal. Okay, criminal. As soon as I saw this at the thrift shop, they had the second volume and the first one, but I already have the first one in hardcover. And because now the series has come out a really long time ago, it's going to be really hard to find the hardcovers. So as soon as I saw the second book as a hardcover, I was like, you're done. You're coming home with me right now so that I can continue reading the series. And this is Uncle Rick's maybe like 4th series, I think. Because I think it was Percy Jackson, then what was it? The Red Pyramid, then Heroes of Olympus, and then Magnus Chase, I think. And it is this book. Every time I get an Uncle Rick's book, my life feels a little bit more sparkly, more glamorous, more full, more magical, epic. I'm so fucking excited. And this is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. And if you don't know Uncle Rick, first of all, I need you to leave wherever you are and go to a bookstore and immediately pick up Percy Jackson. Or if you are into mythology, but you're not into the Greek gods or the Egyptian gods, and you would rather the Norse gods, then pick up Magnus Chase. Just know that you will get spoilers for the Percy Jackson series, and I think you also get spoilers for the Red Pyramid series, which I haven't started yet. I know, very criminal. We'll leave that for another video. I beg of you. I cannot get into it right now. Magnus Chase is about a boy who finds out that he is actually descended from one of the Norse gods. And he embarks on an adventure in the first book to, I think the first book is called The Sword of Summer, and he embarks on an adventure. I can't remember to do what, but it has something to do with the sword, and he goes up to, like, their little world where the gods, Norse gods live, and it was really good. Magnus Chase as a character is really funny. He's not, from what I remember, he's not really, like, sassy or like, confident, like Percy Jackson. He's more like a crossbreed of, like, Neville Longbottom and Ron Weasley. He's sort of like, oh my gosh, how is it, like, it's only Tuesday and I've died, like, 6 times already? Like, what the fuck? Get me out of here. What do you mean I'm descended from a god? Take that back right now. I want to be human. He's very much like, I want to leave. Take me out right now. But, like, don't kill me again. I'm sick of dying, you know? Like, he keeps dying. It's a very, like, serious issue. Poor Magnus. I think before I read this, I'm gonna have to read, like, a very detailed, very, very detailed resume of what happened in the first book. So, stay tuned, okay? Now, speaking of all the books that I have in my TBR from the 2010s, a lot of them are from really popular book series that I either, one, have never read, or 2, have never finished. And I'm gonna start with ones that I've never finished. And that is the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I read the trilogy, okay? I've read Divergent, Allegiant, and the other one. The other woman. Anyways, I haven't read 4. 4 is about... So 4 is a book that is not really like a continuation of the series or anything like that. I think 4 is just a collection of moments from the trilogy that are in 4's perspective. 4 is like the main love interest. The main love interest. I mean, every single time, like, the movie changed me. First of all, Theo James. Now, I don't think that I think, let me rephrase this. Theo James is attractive, okay? But Theo James will never be as attractive as he was in that scene when he's showing Triss the back tattoo. And she's like, wow, you've got all the factions tattooed. And he was like, I'm different. I'm divergent. And I was like 14-year-old me had my heart like that on the cinema. I was so embarrassed to be watching it with my mom because I was like, Mom, I'm having like my sexual awakening and you're like kind of ruining it by sitting right here and watching my heart like beat out of my chest practically because of this man. But 4 in the books is 4 in the books, if I remember correctly, he's even more like scrumdiddlyumptious. He's like super sassy. He's hilarious. So I am so excited to finally finish the series and read 4's perspective because I've been wanting to read this book for ages. Now, this is not a series that I will need a refresher on. No, because it is imprinted like Jacob and Renesmee on my brain, okay? It is imprinted. I remember everything. I'm so excited to read this from his point of view. Continuing, now we're gonna start with series that are from the early 2010s that I have never read, criminally so. You can prosecute me in the comments. Criminally so. Okay. First one. I have seen the movie. I don't know how despairingly it is from the book, but I really enjoyed the movie. Okay. And it is the fifth wave, okay? Fifth wave is about Earth. It's Earth. Fifth wave is a dystopian novel, and it is about Earth, and Earth gets invaded by aliens, and aliens come in 5 waves. Each wave is something different. Like, one of them wipes out technology, another one I think is like a disease, the other one is like a tsunami and like natural disasters. Fifth wave follows this girl named Cassie who has survived until the fifth wave. Now, no one knows what the fifth wave is going to be. Mind you, no one knew what the previous waves were going to be. Everybody was sort of very just like fighting to survive. You know, aliens were like, ooh, now this, now that, now this. And the humans were like, oh my God, wait, I just want to survive. Oh my God, what the fuck? So nobody knows what's happening in the fifth wave. No one knows what exactly the aliens' plan is. Nobody even knows exactly if the fifth wave is the final wave. No one knows if the aliens want to overtake the planet or if they want to basically annihilate it. Nobody knows, okay? From what I remember from the movies, I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen. But again, I don't know how different this book is from the movie. And I'm really excited to read this. I'm going to read this and then watch the movie. So I'm super excited to read this. Now, the topic of one of my next videos, okay? Spoiler alert. Up next on Mafaldix's channel, okay? I'm going to be reading for the first time ever one in a million. I'm gonna be reading for the first time ever the Hunger Games series. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Okay, so I got all the books. I'm pretty sure there's only 3. It's a trilogy. But I got all the books. I mean, top-notch quality. And I think this whole series was under like $10. Thrifted. Guys, like, you don't have to be broke to buy books. Like, take it from me. I own close to like 200 books. And I've hardly ever paid full price for them. And they're all in like pristine condition. Just a tip. This is tippity tip, you know? Tip. Okay, I am so excited for this. I have seen so many booktubers that I love saying that this series changed their lives. And also, I am insanely excited to read about Peeta Mellark, whom I love. Please, like, no man has ever changed my life the way that he was like, if it wasn't for what, Peeta? If it wasn't for the baby. Done. I am honestly so excited. I want to know why Belly from The Summer I Turned Pretty was reading The Hunger Games in French. It was her, wasn't she? I read a book where like the main girl was reading The Hunger Games in French because she loved it so much. Like, she had memorized the book in English and she was now reading it in French for her French class to practice her French. And I was like, that is exactly what I did growing up, okay? Okay. I'm beyond excited to start the series and make a whole video documenting my reactions to it. I'm currently trying to finish a book, which I am praying, hoping that I'll finish it today so that I can start the Hunger Games. Guys, guys, thank you so much for joining me on my channel and watching me fuel my addiction in a nice, healthy way. And I want to stress that. Nice, healthy way. Because all these 10 books, and I paid like $27 for them. Okay? You don't have to spend a lot of money on this hobby. You just have to be smart about it. Okay? I want to end this video with a really important message for my readers out there. Take advantage of all the cheap resources you have. Cheap and free. Okay? Those are the key words. If you can get a Kindle, incredible. Mine was gifted to me. I was really lucky. But I paid for Kindle Unlimited. So now I get access to a lot of free books. And it stops me from buying said books, you know? If I want to read them, because I already have them for free. Now, thrifting books, it is such a great option. Granted, you won't always find stuff, but sometimes you get a really, really good haul. And I could have bought even more books. So you're not always going to find what you're looking for. I originally set out on this adventure to thrift some books because I wanted to get hard copies of Once Upon a Broken Heart. But sadly, I didn't find any of them, but I found all of these, which I've been wanting to read for like a really, really long time. And I feel like it was meant to be, you know, meant to be. So take advantage of Kindle, take advantage of thrifted shops, and for the love of God, take advantage of your libraries. Take advantage of your libraries, okay? Libraries, for the love of God, please. They are so important, and I feel like they are twinkling out of existence currently because no one really goes to their local libraries. And I urge you to go visit your local library because I guarantee you that they will have a lot of books that you're not going to be expecting them to have, okay? And it's so much better to just lend out the book, and then if you really do end up loving a book, you can just invest in it for yourself and buy yourself a new copy, okay? But until then, like, it saves you from buying a book and then not enjoying it and having to get rid of it. And then same for thrifted books. All of these books were like $2. So if I read them and I end up not liking one of them, I'm not going to feel bad to donate them to the thrift shops back because it was only $2, you know? And that way, you know, your money is also going somewhere really good and it's not being wasted. And other people will get to read the books and stuff like that. So yes, thank you so much for coming to my channel. I apologize for my attire. I've done this whole video in my pajamas and my robe because it's a really comfy, chill day for me. Just reading, doing some house chores. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time for my next video.